the little girl's mother could give birth to pearls, but the little girl had never seen how the pearls were born. And in front of their own pearl room, there were always many people gathered. They were all waiting for the pearls that the little girl's mother would give birth to. In their words, her mother was called the Shell Woman. At that moment, the girl's uncle opened the door and came out. He held a huge white pearl in his hand. The people gathered at the door raced to offer prices. The little girl saw her mother come out and asked if giving birth to pearls was very tiring. The girl looked at her mother with pain in her heart. Unexpectedly, the uncle said that when the little girl grew up, everything in the house would belong to the girl, including the pearl room. Then he left with those who had come to buy pearls. The girl said she would be a shell woman in the future too, to share the burden with her mother. But her mother sternly warned her not to be a shell woman in the future, or even think about it. However, the girl was still curious about the pearl room. Time passed quickly, the girl grew up, and after graduating from college, she immediately returned home. She happily showed her mother her diploma. Her mother was stunned when she saw it, because her daughter had chosen to major in aquaculture. The girl explained that she would take over the family's pearl business in the future. Unexpectedly, her mother disagreed. She even told the girl to leave immediately. The girl said she just wanted to help her mother give birth to pearls. But her mother said the family's method of producing pearls was something the girl could never learn. The girl was about to ask why when the uncle walked in. Her mother hurriedly halted their conversation. It turned out the uncle had called her mother to prepare for giving birth to pearls tonight. The girl wondered why. Even after studying aquaculture for 4 years, her mother still said she could not learn the family's pearl production method. To find out the truth, that night, the girl sneaked to the door of the pearl room and hid in a nearby corner. Then the uncle arrived with her mother and a strange man. They opened the door, and her mother and the stranger walked in. The girl wondered what they were going to do. She secretly peeked through the window, but she accidentally made a noise and was discovered by her mother. The girl immediately hid. Her mother then drew the curtains. The girl continued to wait outside the door. No one came out even when dawn broke. Then the uncle came outside with the pearl buyers. Just then, her mother emerged from inside holding a huge purple pearl. The uncle took the pearl and left with the group. Her mother was about to faint, but was caught by the girl. The girl told her mother she would take her to rest. Unexpectedly, her mother refused, and locked the girl outside the pearl room. The girl wondered why the man who had gone in with her mother last night hadn't come out. So she sneaked to a corner outside the house and overheard the uncle and her mother talking. Her mother initially wanted to refuse to continue giving birth to pearls, but the uncle threatened her mother with the girl. He said that if her mother didn't want to do it anymore, then the girl would take her place. Her mother had no choice but to beg, and said she would continue to be a shell woman. The girl watched her uncle and mother's strange behavior and was furious. She was spotted by her uncle. The girl angrily questioned her uncle why her mother didn't want to take over the business when he had been forcing her mother. The uncle said that if she cared about her mother, she could take over the business. But her mother immediately retorted that the uncle had not forced her, and she was willing. She also told the girl to leave immediately. Over the next few days, the girl was forbidden from approaching the pearl room, but she could see every day her uncle bringing different men and her mother into the room, and the next day, her mother would give birth to a pearl. Strangely, those men who entered the room never came out again, and her mother grew weaker and weaker, until the day her mother fainted. She helped her mother back to her room to rest. Her mother didn't wake up the whole day. Then the uncle came to urge them, saying if the girl's mother couldn't produce pearls in time, the orders could be breached and they would face huge breach penalties. Looking at her mother lying weakly on the bed, the girl decided to be a shell woman herself and give birth to pearls to compensate for her uncle's losses. Unexpectedly, the uncle agreed immediately and told the girl to go to the pearl room tonight. That night, the girl arrived at the pearl room door as promised. The uncle told the girl that giving birth to pearls would be uncomfortable and asked her to endure it. In order to uncover the truth of the pearl room, the girl perfunctorily replied that she understood, then walked toward the room. Suddenly, her mother appeared and called out to the girl who was about to push open the door. She wanted to pull the girl away, but the girl said she wanted to give birth to pearls in place of her mother. Her mother angrily shouted that no and accused the uncle of harming his own daughter. The girl said she was an aquaculture graduate and had experience. Seeing she couldn't persuade her daughter, her mother then said she would take the girl for preparations and pulled her away. Once they reached the storeroom, her mother locked the girl inside and locked the room's door. The girl angrily questioned what the truth of the pearl room really was. Her mother was about to answer when the uncle appeared and interrupted her. So as not to delay pearl production, he dragged the mother away. To rescue her mother, the girl finally broke the lock on the door and ran to the pearl room door, ready to enter, but was stopped by her uncle. The girl insisted on taking her mother away, so she pushed past her uncle and opened the door into the room. Unexpectedly, there were no shells in the room, but there was a strong stench of blood. The girl couldn't find the source of the stench and demanded to know where the uncle had hidden her mother. At that moment, her mother emerged from inside another room, and seeing the girl enter, her mother immediately closed the door and urged the girl to leave at once. But the girl said she would not leave and insisted on finding where the other man was. Her mother denied there was anyone else in the room. The girl didn't believe her and insisted on entering to check. At that moment, the uncle flew into a rage.